Okay, this is... Hello, Evelyn Young. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Wipe them off the payload.
I wish I were a bird. So we just appear here in the middle of this confrontation. I just joined this. I just joined. I killed it. If you hear the sound different, it's because I was doing some stuff. Some stuff that I'm not gonna reveal today. It's gonna be a surprise. Sorry. It is likely gonna be a surprise. Come here, you slow. We can win this now. That's here. Yeah, so as I have been telling you these past days, I have been busy as hell. And you might tell because of the time that I'm streaming it right now. And in fact, I was thinking about likely setting up this mission to see if it helps for posterity. I have been thinking about a couple of things. I have been thinking about them because of the things that I have been doing. This is all a mystery that I'm gonna reserve for the future. Okay, I was a little bit hyper because hyper because of the session there. But yeah, I have been thinking today about the repercussions about what we do and how it affects the future. I have to lower the volume a little bit. Yeah, okay, much better. Let me get this closer now. I don't really want to move anything as it was because I'm not really sure how was it configured before. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about repercussions and you know, the great chain of consequences. I have been writing a story that has a lot of details in regards of things that affect our experiences. And I was thinking today of playing and talking about a little bit, perhaps talking about what's led me to this point in time. Most likely, currently there are some details that I have to save for the future, but I guess it's my origin story once and over. Someone who was born in a place where video games were a substantial part of his life, and yeah, who grew to to love every aspect of video games, most of them at least. And
Good leadership makes all the difference.
and yeah, as I grew, I guess I got a bit inspired by people who shared their own experiences while broadcasting. Or I have to mention the pioneers of streaming, which were not streamers, they were just YouTubers that recorded themselves and uploaded the videos. I feel so sad and disappointed that most of them just fell in disgrace because of their choices. Disappointment all the most. Something that I think about quite often is that whomever gets a chance to be at the front sharing sharing their experiences and having the opportunity to inspire some other people have a responsibility as well. Have a big responsibility, and most of them are not aware. Likely because, well, being in front of the camera, speaking in front of the microphone is easy for them, and they don't find difficult to ramble. I'm gonna say it, they have charisma. I don't consider myself to have charisma. Right. You escaped. I don't consider myself to have that high amount of charisma, to be honest. In fact, for most part of my life, I have been one of those guys that oftentimes tend to say weird things or express weirdness. Although I have been silent most part of my youth. Get the devil! My goodness. I hear the... There she is. There she is, there she is. Hey. I'm not going there. Oh, bloody hell. Right. Yeah, I don't consider myself to have that high amount of charisma. Charisma? Since I was little, I have always been observant. And most of the times I don't speak whenever I'm listening to someone. And in fact, if you were to place me between people, it is likely that I will just be silent and listen to everyone. That if I don't have something quite relevant to say. But at the end of the day, the idea that I want to get is that the idea that I want to get to is that there is some sort of responsibility to streaming nowadays, and of course, it is an amazing part that most of people, such as myself, have the opportunity to do so. Still, there should be some kind of self-observation, self-analysis on what I am transmitting, or what I am trying to share. I am pretty sure that if you're looking oh, bloody hell. Right. Yeah, this is a double-edged sword, a double-edged weapon, being here, or broadcasting. One thing that I can be sure about is that you should not be coming here looking for assurance or appreciation. Not entirely, at least. If you want to do something like this, you have to be ready for what people have to be, for what people might tell about you, for what you say, or how you play. And let's remember, the internet still has the mentality of, I don't know, high school children. It's not so different from when I was in school. Damn it. Yeah. Not so different because someone says something and everyone gets distracted, and I don't know. I am rambling a little bit, but I guess you know what I mean about high school mentality. When the professor says something funny, when the professor says a bad word, when the professor is talking about a specific topic that is relevant to human development. Yeah, that's a sensitive topic, of course. But what I mean is the reaction as children that we might have. I mean, when I was in elementary, we had a few classes of those topics, and it was a bit inevitable to have everyone laughing now and then. And I mean, that's normal, right? That's a normal thing, being a child. I remember. But there are things that I question myself now. There was a time when we watched the Titanic. I was in elementary school, and we watched the Titanic in class. Can you please explain? I don't really know why they decided to to allow us to watch that in the middle of the class. I just remember that we watched it. But yeah, topics. What was I talking about? About the mental age of the internet. I guess the internet is not that much of a child anymore, although there's still a lot of little people watching content. Of course, I will never say that from now on. I am not that good with children. If I am left alone, I don't know, with nephews or nieces that I have had in the past, we are left in the same space, or not alone. Even if I am sitting or even if I'm close to one, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what could be of their interest. And as you can perceive, my language is not exactly that appropriate to send messages to children. So, yeah. If you are underage, you should not be watching me. There's a tracer somewhere. Or I don't know. I studied, I'm not gonna say what I studied yet, but there's an area in which you can dedicate yourself into helping children. It's sort of an educational area. But yeah, that's not my... Ooh, great. That's not my strength area. I guess I can explain better by saying that for me to speak to anyone, I require a little bit of self-knowing? A little bit of self-knowing, or a little bit of, you know, what makes you... A little bit of self-knowledge of your part, perhaps. Well, but that is just in regards to what I studied. Not exactly what I do for a living, not exactly what I intend to continue doing in the future. Ah, come here, you son of a... Yee! Team kill. Ramatri is really good. Hey, look at that. Yeah, it's gonna be the ult. And I guess all of this is gonna be reflected pretty much on the stories that I am writing, the topics that I am trying to reflect, that I am trying to express. Those are not easy topics, to be honest. However, I would like to say right now that there are two specific names that I would love I would love for people to use in their own stories. There are just two names that are within a time frame that I would love to share with everyone because of the inspiration that comes from it. And I guess I'm just gonna say that for the time being, because I kind of have a feeling that it is highly likely that someone will ask questions in the future about it. You know, everyone that has at least written anything at all, in a sense of a story or a book, they must have had an inspiration. They must have read a book. A few years ago, we had a president in our country that dared to go into the international convention of books, the Feria Internacional del Libro, and he was harshly criticized because of his because of his answers. That there's no other words. They were quite silly, out of place. But the people have a really short memory. He was kind of promoting his own book within the convention, and he couldn't even tell properly books that had inspired him. It was notorious that he was improvising. He was improvising, and it is obvious that he didn't read anything at all. But I guess that's the opposite reference of what I want to what I want to reflect here. I wonder how many books have talking red. Where's everyone? I'm alone here. Bloody hell. Yeah, they got the point. I wonder how many books Talking Red. I wonder how many books Herman Hesse had read. Just saying that those two names, just by saying Herman Hesse, that's one of my inspirations. Brr, bloody hell. Whom else? James Dashner is one of those with the Maze Runner saga. I have to say I read it in Spanish because I wasn't, well, I already spoke English, but I wasn't that fluent. And it is a bit difficult getting books in English here in Mexico. But if you have Amazon, or if you have any English or any marketplace, internet marketplaces, of course you can get English books. That's what I have been getting lately. I'm a little bit alone. Everyone's dispersed. I don't think this is gonna work. But yeah. So talking about inspirations, there's one book that I read when I was in elementary school. Pretty much. Okay, this is interesting. Pretty much it's the same year in which we watched Titanic. That same year, I read a book that's for children. It's called Fray Perico y su Borrico. It's a friar, a story of a friar, and it's a really funny story. And why is it so relevant for me is because of the sparkle. I'm just gonna call it the sparkle. And you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. I remember I was sitting I was on my place, and on my spot, and I was reading, and suddenly I read something that made me laugh. But it was a sincere laugh, a spontaneous laugh. I'm not gonna say what I remember of the chapter, of course. There are details that I don't remember, but I specifically remember the noise that the book said, that the character did, and when I read of that specific line, I started laughing. And it is so strange how all these years, after all these years, I remember clearly as day the laugh that I had, and that sparkle of joy that I had. And it was a sparkle that was transmitted to me through a book, through the story that someone wrote. And yeah, I guess the two names that I created, I'm not even sure if I created them. They came up to me in a dream, and actually two different dreams. But yeah, those names came to me in different dreams, and I was able to feed them in a whole story. So I don't know. I'm trying to find a connection here with everything, but I'm rambling a little bit. But yeah, those names had the connection with the book that I read, and yeah. Now for right now, I would like to say that everyone who would like to get a hold of the names and make a story for children, just go ahead and use those names. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be useful. So yeah, I have been writing. I have been thinking about repercussions, consequences, the things that we do. It's just a little bit of paradoxical, but everything has a logic to it. But I really don't have to say anything right now, and I'm not gonna say anything about the story itself. Oh, bloody hell. It was behind me. No, this is not gonna work. We got Symmetra. You have to get the Mercy. Oh! Oh, she's mine, she's mine, she's mine, she's mine. Ah, bloody hell. Too late. No one on the point. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this video for posterity. I didn't exactly was planning to, but I would like for these words to be saved into the future. At the end of the day, a lot of things that I have been writing have their inspiration on that nature. What we leave for future generations, what we leave for the future, what we leave for those who might need comfort, messages, experience, might need anything from the past. And even though it's a little bit paradoxical, I'm pretty sure you will get the logic of it. I have a filter, a gigantic filter, because I really don't want to say any details. I really want for them to be a surprise. Okay, who can I copy here? Oh, great. No, I was trying to set the set the mine, but I shouldn't have gone inside. So yeah. Remember my words. And not often I say, or not often I think about what's gonna be about me in the future. In fact, if I go 10 years in the past, I guess I wasn't thinking too much in those terms, you know? Come here, you Oh, I thought that was Lucio. Bloody hell. However, even if I'm not thinking too far into the future, I have confidence that I am on the right path. And I gotta say today that just days I have to say that these days, these times, I have been learning too much, and I've been able to understand a lot of the reasons, a lot of the things that have come in my path, things that I have learned from, things that I have wished, and perhaps it's worth mentioning things that I have wanted and they have not come to me, in a way. Oh, but that's a different topic. It is one thing to wish for something, another, and it's another thing about what you require at the time. But there's gonna be a balance between what you wish and what you require, in place with what the world might need. Yeah, what the world might need from you. I really wonder if people really think of in terms of what the world needs. But that's a bit complicated because I mean, well, every one of us is dealing with different stuff, right? Every one of us is dealing with difficult things in our own lives at our own levels. And one thing that I will never be kind of how can I say, so something that I will never kind of share is not comprehending. Perhaps I can phrase it better. I will always try to comprehend the point in which other people are, but once again, you have to balance it, because there are some that will always try to justify their own behaviors and not really wanting to make an effort to make to be any different. Still, there's always people trying to do the very best, and yeah, I gotta say, there's no place for anyone comparing their own experience to other people's experiences. They often say we're on the same storm, but we're not in the same boat. It's the same storm, yes, but not the same storm. That's one of the phrases that came after the after the 2020 pandemic, 2029 or 2020. My own crisis, my own pandemic came in 2029. So the 2020s were some sort of adding gas to the fire. Oh bloody! But yeah, that's one of the phrases that stick with me. Yeah, we're on the same storm, but not in the same boat. I kinda feel for the for the famous people that wanted to share the John Lennon song. Imagine. I mean, I kinda understand the place where it came, but the delivery was not entirely. Perhaps the timing of the delivery was not entirely the most appropriate thing to do. Look, I am suffering within my mansion. Oh bloody hell! Yeah, I'm only gonna say that. But I can't understand. I mean, I cannot criticize entirely the reason at heart. It's just I guess it was just it was just the delivery. You have to account for a lot of details, and to be fair with them, it is the first time that a thing of that nature, a situation of that nature happened in our history, in which we had access to, you know, social media, internet, and people were more connected than ever. So yeah, it was a little bit difficult for everyone to really know what should be done. Yeah, perfect. So, given that experience, hoping that no one forgets about them, I just hope that it doesn't happen in the future. And if they really want to provide something for someone, they will do it in a different way, different and proper way. Yeah. Being empathetic is difficult as well. You cannot always give everything, and it is a fallacy to give without expecting something in return. It is a, yes, it is a bit of a fallacy because bloody hell. This is not gonna work. Okay, I can get it, I can get her. I'm gonna get her, I'm gonna get her. Where is she? He's not here. Okay. It is a fallacy because at heart we always expect something in return, even if it's just a small thank you. And if I might say it like this, it is always appropriate. It is as well appropriate for anything to. It is always appropriate for anyone to expect a little bit, because there has to be there always have to be an exchange. No, it doesn't matter where you are or what you do. I'm gonna place it that way, this way. If I am to give something to someone, at least what I expect is for them to improve their condition, right? There have been cases here in Mexico, at least in recent times, in which people receive some help of some kind, and they end up getting back into the same circumstances that took them to the point that they were in. So they didn't really learn something that was of aid for them. This is why I say it is being empathetic, being altruistic. That is not the same thing, but they go hand by hand. It's difficult because there's always going to be there will always be people waiting for you to solve their problems when they are in their problems because of their own choices. I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people. I guess not everyone is willing to make a real question. What did I do to be in the point that I am right now? And I'm gonna say it like this. And I'm gonna dare quoting Ben Shapiro on this. I gotta say, I do not agree with everything he says, but you don't have to agree with everything anyone says. You can always gather little pieces. There's a phrase that he said once, I am here, or well, I don't remember the words, but this is the idea. I am here because of the choices that my parents took. And so happened that they were the correct choices for them to be stable, or for them to have the stability for me to develop properly in a stable environment. And I gotta say the same for my parents. They both had their own their own choices, and they both had their own circumstances that they were not easy. Well, when you get older and you're willing to listening to their experiences, you will be able to really understand and appreciate more than anything the efforts. You can reflect them with yourself. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. I myself had to make an effort, and perhaps I have to say it like this, I still have to make efforts to pay for for the systems, for the tools that gave me the chance to really give you this, whatever this is, this transmission, this capacity for me to just broadcast these words and share with you whatever I want to share, whatever I... and I have to say, I don't have it as hard as my parents did because of the right choices that they took. And of course for that I will always be thankful, and I'm not saying that I have to carry with their choices either. What I have to do is to really think, appreciate, think and plan into the future. Oh, I see. Really think and appreciate what they did, and from whatever spot I am right now, thanks to them, or well, I cannot say now, but from whatever spot I was after getting their help, what do I do with the time that I have? And I'm quoting Gandalf here. One just cannot. Yeah, there are things that we cannot control. We just have to think what to do with the time that is given to us. I see now. He just wasted the ult. Yeah, they were pushing too far. So... Hey, but she's gonna be around here. Yeah, she's there. She can stay behind. Oh, bloody hell, heal me, heal me, heal me, heal me, I'm stuck. Okay, well, at least I got the turret. I was planning to get the turret. There's also one thing that I have there to say to people that have shared circumstances with me. Also, since... well, people that have shared things with me and things that I have thought about myself, there's no reason for me to think of evil or to think of bad things that happened to me. Bad things happen, and well, there are circumstances that reach you, that reach out to you, and bloody hell, they happen. Adding to the fact that you should not lament too much your circumstances, there's no need to thank for them either. So, if there is some things, if there are some things that that were beneficial and sometimes not too good for you, I guess what is fair is just to thank up to or to whatever is what you really want to think. There is no need on being a hypocrite, you know? Nice. I guess I already phrased it on some of my writings. If you don't have too much to think, yeah, just think up to the point to which you are grateful for something. Not less, not more. But even so, I have to say, I really have to thank for everything my parents have done for me. I have no other words for that, for this, but they have been perfect in all ways, in all sense. even if I think of things that have not been pleasant in my memories, because, well, there's no child that doesn't have any unpleasant memories of their own parents. Even if I come to think of them, I really have learned to give them a sense of gratitude. Because again, everything that my parents have done, at least for me, they have done with love, undying, untiring, forever enduring love. And I guess that it shows. I guess that it shows in the words that I'm reflected on my stories.
Because I don't see any freedom in indoctrination.
So, yeah, I am really thankful. I am really thankful for their efforts. Their lives have not been easy at all. Oh, if I come to think of my grandparents, damn. Sorry, I should not say damn. I mean, that's just an expression, right? But if I come to think of my own grandparents even, they had their circumstances. But that's going too deep into the chain of consequences and decisions. Who in life is humanely capable of remembering everything and able to share and narrate all details? I guess that is something that I'm really trying to print, or that I'm really trying to reflect in my stories. If you have your parents with you, there's no need for you to really say anything beyond words. Just give them a hug. Just give them a hug. You never know, and perhaps with other people, it is a little bit difficult with other people because not everyone is ready to receive certain amounts of appreciation. Some people might take appreciation as an aggression. So you have to be careful as well of how much appreciation you show. And oh bloody hell! I misclicked. Ah! Fall back! My mistake. Nicely now. Nicey now. Rolos Giant. Yep.
What's up? Let's get started.
Give me 1 minute.
A lot of systems that need hacking. Your worth is a hypothesis. Prove it.
Hey there. Hey.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Oh, sorry. I was answering a message. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Hi.
I guess currently I'm at a point in which I don't really want, and I cannot really tell too much details. It is a bit unfair to not share knowledge, not sharing experience, and it is also unfair to share details at the wrong time. So bear with me right now if I'm being a little bit cryptic. So yeah. My voice is a little bit weird today, and some people might understand why. I'm gonna really tell in the future why my voice is like this right now. Yeah, I guess I already finished the topics that I wanted to speak about today. I guess we're gonna see in the future if everything comes to whatever happens to this. People are gonna tell in the future. So yeah. I'm out of words now. Misclicked. Die! You're too short. Bloody hell. You're too short. I was aiming too high. Okay. So, how's your day going? I am well aware that there's no one listening to this right now. And I don't really have a problem with it. In fact, I think I haven't since the very beginning. I have been telling the same over and over. I am talking with posterity. Ah! Ah, he died. So yeah, I guess this is the perfect ending to a very joyful stream, and one stream that I'm gonna save for posterity. And yeah, if you have been listening to what I have said today, I really hope that you have a beautiful day. I really hope that the words that I have said, at least you have find a bit interesting, if not in a way, in some way. But yeah, this is the day that is gonna be remembered. I hope that you have a beautiful day, wherever you are located in space and time. Thank you for listening to my ramblings, and yeah. What a wonderful world. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate for you being here. All right? Bye-bye.